Welcome to Kletus Road Service. We're rolling down the road. We just left the shop. It is 6:24 a.m. I got here. Everything's going really well so far. We're rolling down the road. We're going down to a different location today. It's also in Tulsa. There's 3 locations I go to in Tulsa on a normal basis, and this is one that not me, but my company, they go there all the time. I've never been to this new location, but it's just a place where I don't know what the fuck is going to go on. I don't know. They said it's easy. I'm going to have a great day. So that doesn't really put a lot of faith in my heart that it's going to be an easy, good day. But I did wear a nice shirt that I'm not going to be sweating through. We got some dark blue shirts, we got some bright orange shirts, and I'm wearing a bright orange one. I usually always wear the bright orange one, especially during these months of hot heat. But I usually wear the ones with the white label. That's even helps you a little bit more. If you get out in the sun, you're in a white label shirt, you're all right. You're all right, the white label shirt. Happy after 4th of July. Happy 7th of July. Uh, Things happened. Let me tell you about it. So let's just start off at work. I worked, and then I was getting ready to go home. I had just gotten back in town from swapping out dumpsters over at the other place, our Tulsa yard, where our company is. I had just finished doing all that, and I got back to the shop, and the last thing I had to do was swap over to a new dumpster, swap off the empty dumpster that I brought from Tulsa, and put a loaded dumpster from Kansas City on the truck, and then park the thing, and then I'm done. Nothing else to do. Go home, right? I'd like to go home now. So I load up the box, and I noticed that some of the shit that's in the box. So this is an open top roll off 25-yard box, and it spilt some shit out. And I don't know, I was told it was paint. So some paint came out of the box when I loaded it. Not a big deal. It's barely anything. Doesn't really bother me all that much. So I just load up the box and I take off. It probably should have bothered me, but it didn't bother me at all. I was ready to go the fuck home. It was Thursday. Time to go home and then have a 3-day weekend. But I go ahead and I take all my paperwork, all my books, all my shit down into the main office there. And I sit there and I finish up all my paperwork. I'm like, hey, I would like to leave early, but I'm going to go ahead and just take care of all my paperwork and everything. So future me will not have to. And everything's taken care of. Everything's good to go. And then my boss is like, he's over there. We're just chatting it up. We're having a good time. And then right there, as I'm like folding up my tablet, putting everything in my work bag, and I'm getting ready to get the fuck out of here, he's like, how'd loading that box go? I was like, most of it went on the truck. He's like, what does that mean? I said, some of the shit spilled out. He's like, what do you mean some of the shit spilled out? I was like, some of the fucking shit in there spilled out. Nothing I can do about it. I have to load the box the way I load the box. I mean, I don't load the box like I'm shooting it into the fucking stratosphere or any of the spheres up there. I'm not, because, you can load it to where you'll tip that box almost directly up and down. It's at like a 75 to 80 degree angle. But I don't. I mean, the table that I'm loading it onto will go to that, but I usually try to keep it below 45 degrees when I'm loading a box. Because any weight distribution, I don't need more weight at the rear end of this box. And it was heavy as fuck. I could tell. He's like, no, you need to go up there and clean it up. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, it's a gravel lot. You want me to just knock the gravel on top of the paint and just leave it alone until we once it dries, it'll crumble up and go into the ground? Like, fuck it. I mean, I'm not saying that we're an environmental company, so that, yeah, that's like something we do. But just imagine our yard after being here for however long the fuck we've been there. How much shit has been dumped and spread and wiped across our fucking land. There's shit fucking everywhere. And I'm not saying we're a dirty yard. It's not bad. But most of the time when they're like, hey, we got some shit that, it's just a little bit of leftover material from a job that didn't get off, cleaned properly or something, you just go dump it on the hill. And that's where I'm at. I'm on the hill. This is where we dump the shit, on the hill. And I'm not saying, and none of it's hazardous. All the hazardous stuff that we have left over, it'll go off into the fucking tote or drum of some sort. So I'm like, not a big deal, a little bit of paint. Who gives a shit? It'll be paint, and then it will go away. It's paint. It's not a big deal. Wrong. I had to go up there and fucking shovel that shit up, and it's like paint without hardener in it. So it's all clumped up because it's been sitting outside for however long. It sat at the place where we picked it up for a while, and then we picked it up, and then it sat up on our hill in the sun for however long. I mean, it wasn't setting up, but it was just like a big old wad of fucking bullshit. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is, right at the very end of my fucking day, I end up getting covered in sweat because that was when the day was the hottest. And I get little bit of paint on me, and it just spreads. My whole fucking left pant leg was fucking gray by the time I was done cleaning that shit up. It was some bullshit. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I made all day, and I'm ready to fucking go home. Like, I'm ready to go home. And then I gotta go fucking clean this shit up. This is some bullshit. Even though it was my fault. But not really. I mean, everybody that's moved this dumpster has spilled shit out. But I'm the only one that has to clean it up. Bullshit. But I went ahead and I said, all right, I'll take care of it, boss. No worries. I gotta keep him happy because I want him to give me the job that I want. So I sent him pictures of it cleaned up, dirty and cleaned up. And he said, you the man. I said, that's enough. I'm going to fuck home. And I hit the road. You want this spot? You want the spot right in front of me? This is the only spot that you're gonna grab? Is the one in front of the fucking semi that's slowing down? You're taking up my buffer room? The only place out of this mile-long line of cars is right here. You have to jump in front of me. Welcome. Welcome to the line. Jesus, I'd rather you cut way up ahead. Anyways, so we were off to the races after that. I fucking hopped on my bike. I broke the law on my way home. And, yeah, no, everybody come on in here. My fucking spot is for everybody. Fuck, dude. And then slam on the brakes. Yeah, that's a good idea. I've let enough motherfuckers in here. Figure it out somewhere else. What is a fucking wave for? You're waving at me? This is not a friendly interaction. You are stealing my spot out of my fucking area. I hope you fucking went the wrong way on the highway. I hope. So what happened is right there. There's a split. There's a 1-lane exit, and it's a 2-lane exit, and the left lane goes north, and the right lane goes south. I'm headed south, and people like to run it all the way up until the very fucking end. I know it's called a zipper merge and it's supposed to work out better, but I fucking hate it. I don't like people jumping in at the last fucking second and then slamming on their brakes on me. So I ride. I leave room. I leave adamant room for most of the line. I'm like, you hop in now, and then it gets to a point where I'm like, you're too late. You're too late. You missed the bus. Have a good life going north, bitch. Because I'm going south, and you ain't going in front of me. So, broke the law, made it home. I was like, damn, I need to mow that yard, but I'm not gonna. So I went ahead and I don't know, we sat around, we went and we picked up fireworks. We spent like 50 some bucks. We picked up some kettle corn, went back to the house, had a little bit of a movie night, not really, and then went to sleep. Nothing really. I talked about playing video games, but I was like, nah, it'll be all right. I got 3 days. I got 3 days to play video games. I'll just play video games later. And yeah, so Thursday night, wonderful, and then Friday night or Friday, wake up and yeah, I'm pretty sure we just hung out inside the house like for a while because my wife had to get up and she had to cook some of her appetizer hors d'oeuvre thingamajiggy things. She made some buffalo dip, some and some s'mores bark. And s'mores bark, it was fucking delicious, and the buffalo dip was also delicious. Um, Everything was delicious. What are you doing, Car? What are you doing? What are you doing over there? You just like let me get in the worst place to be next to a semi on the right and just hang out over here. I'm gonna run you into fucking traffic. Is what's happening. You had time to cut up in front of me, and you could have been living a good life, but now you are in the trenches, you bitch. Now I do need to jump over about 4 lanes now. Now that I decided to fucking make a point out of that one lady. Now I need that exit. I need to get over. Well, I just need to get over twice. Twice is the magic number. Come on, Ford. Would you get up out of the fucking way? You got over like you were gonna fucking do something. Let me just slow down so everybody behind me is gonna try to get in the fucking open area behind you. Hurry the fuck up, you stupid bitch! Jesus Christ! People like to get over into the lanes that are supposed to be faster and then just not go fast. Don't understand it. I made my lane. We're here. We're where we need to be. I also don't need to like rush around. I kind of feel like I have to, but that's normal. But right now, today, I don't need to rush around. I just need to get down to Tulsa in one piece, like normal. So, Friday is the 4th of July. Wonderful time. We get over to my in-laws place because that's where they spend a lot of fucking money on fireworks. They spent at least $2,000 on fireworks, possibly more, and then other people brought shit, so everybody brings one of the things they want to shoot off. And we bought some fireworks, but we bought just little bully shit, not bully shit, just little bullshit, little fucking things that $5 and under. uh and everything was going so well. Like we got there, the kids got to their swimming trunks. There was a little pool set up. They were playing in the pool. The food was coming out. It was hot and ready. We were in there eating. I ate some fucking majorly delicious fucking foods inside there. There was no like real main dish. It was just a bunch of shit people brought. And then, the kids want to get out of the pool. They want to eat food. Great. And then, all right, let's start shooting off some like little fireworks, little bottle rockets, sparklers, snakes, little tiny little, parachutes, stuff. We were shooting stuff off, and my son, I had to coerce him to to do some of the stuff. He wanted his earmuffs on the whole time. No matter, even with like the little kid snaps, he was like, "I have to have my earmuffs on." I'm like, "Brother, those are not loud. You'll be fine." And he's like, "No, I need them." So I was like, "Whatever, we'll put them on him." And other people were blowing off like M80s and shit. They were throwing them down the storm drain so they'd echo, and it was really annoying. I don't know, the loud little popping shit. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old. I'm not a real big fan of like a bunch of fireworks, but I want my son, because I know how I felt about fireworks when I was growing up. I think I want to give my son the same opportunity to love fireworks. And I got him to where he's like, "Can I light this one? Can I light this one? Can I light this one?" And I was like, "Yes, yes, yes." And we're going out there, we're lighting everything up. I'm making sure he's being safe. Everything's going really well. And then my daughter, she's like, "I don't want to shoot any off, but I want you to light this one off." And she handed me it, and it was somebody else's firework, but they don't. Anything is fair game except for like the big night shit. So I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll go light this thing off." Not everybody is just waiting on the edge of their seat to see what the pony with whatever thing lights up and does. So it was fine. But I grabbed this one, and my daughter grabbed it. She's like, "Light this one," and I'm like, "All right, where the fuck is the wick?" And it's got three not rockets, but just like fountains on it, and they just shoot out sparks. Um, and it's got like two on its side, and then one on the horn, because it's a unicorn, right? And so I'm trying to look for. I'm messing around with it. I'm looking around, and it's not made out of paper or cardboard like most of these things are. This one's made out of like rubber, and so I'm like, "Where the fuck is the wick?" And it's got a little hole on the bottom. It looks like it could have been a wick in there, but there's no wick in there. So I start like kind of tearing some of the paper around where it shoots out the hands of the pony, and I find a green wick, and I'm like, that's not it though, because I keep yanking on it and it's not like coming out, and but I see the green wick, but it's attached to a firework, and then it goes down into the 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 housing, and I can't figure it out. But there's a guy there that I would imagine. I was like, "Hey, here, figure out how to light this one," and I just hand it to him because he's sitting there not doing shit anyway. So I'm like, "Hey, light this one, or figure out how to light this one," and then because my daughter wants to see it, and I go take my son, and we start shooting off bottle rockets and Roman candles and stuff. And he's having a great time. Like, he is like, "This is so much fun." I'm like, "I know." And then I go back over to the guy that I handed the firework, and he's like, "Just light this green one in the middle." I'm like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, just light the green one in the middle of it." He's like, "That's where you're supposed to light this one." I'm like, "That I've never seen a firework that didn't just have like a straight up wick sticking out of it, and you light it." It's like, lighting it in the middle. He's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, just light it in the middle." I'm like, "Okay." So I take it out to the middle of the road, and I have my little punk with me, and a punk is just like a little stick that you can light fireworks with. It's like an ember on the end of a stick or whatever. So I'm reaching down. I'm about to light it. My son runs up. He's like, "Can I light it?" And I was like, "Sure." So I hand the punk to him, and then I'm like watching him as he's doing it. As soon as the punk touches that green wick, it immediately shoots that firework off, which was it. I mean, luckily it wasn't like a rocket or anything, but it was just a fountain, and it shot out, and I grabbed him, and then we ran off, and then it did the rest of the stuff that it did, and then I looked down, and my son, he is holding his hand. I'm like, oh no. So my wife takes him inside and lets him, stick his hand underneath the cold water and everything, and I'm over there with my daughter. I'm like, let me go check on Levi. Let me go check him out. Go in there, and he's like, yeah, it hurt my hand. I'm like, oh no. What? And then I'm like, let me see. And I look, I don't see any visible marks whatsoever on his hand. And so I'm like, all right, well, yeah, it'll be fine. You want to come shoot some more off? He's like, no, it hurts. I'm like, all right. For 5 hours. I mean, I'm including all the way up until he went to bed. But for 5 hours, from that moment, 5 hours on, he was screaming in agonizing pain. We go downstairs, we get him on the couch. I wrap him with like a wet paper cloth, and just like I keep looking at it, and I'm like, I don't see anything. I get him a cup of ice water he can dip his hand into. And I'm like, I still don't see anything. Like, there is nothing on your hand. Like, I don't even know where it would have hit your hand. And but he is screaming in pain. So I run up to the pharmacy and I grab some, because I don't know, for some reason my in-laws, they don't have like anything to help with this. They have like essential oils, like, oh, put some of this lavender on it, and we put some on there, and he's just screams out of bloody murder. He's like, that fucking stinks. He didn't say fucking, but he wanted to, you could tell. And yeah, so I run up to the pharmacy, I grab some burn spray, fast acting burn spray, and then also some aloe vera, and try to put that on him. And nothing is helping. He's still screaming in pain. So I'm like, fuck, what the fuck am I gonna do? I was like, I'll just hang out inside. And my wife, she was like, I want to drink. Is it okay if I drink? I said, yeah, go ahead. And this was earlier in the night. This is before anybody got hurt. So she was like finally starting to get tipsy. And then my son is just begging to go home. And I'm like, just what's different at home? He's like, I got hurt here. I just don't want to be here anymore. I'm like, well, I'll hang out inside with you. Like, we could turn on the TV and just hang out inside and let mom and sis go out there and enjoy the fireworks show. And he's like, no, I want to go home. So I go talk to the wife, and I'm like, hey, listen, me and Levi are going to go home, and you just stay the night here at your mom's. That's a thing they do every now and again. And my daughter started fussing at that. She's like, I don't want to stay here without you. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, just stay here, watch fireworks, play in the pool, have a good time. So we all left. As soon as it got dark, we all left. Right as they were starting to light off all the big stuff, and I felt kind of bad because I'm like, this guy just spent $2,000 to shoot off fireworks, and for like his children and grandchildren, and most of his grandchildren and children are leaving now. So it's kind of I don't know. You just got to do what you got to do for your family. So we left, and he screamed the whole way home. And then as soon as he laid down, we laid him down on my side of the bed, and he immediately fell asleep, woke up. He's like, I played Fortnite, and I can, my fingers don't hurt anymore. And blah. I'm like, oh, that's so wonderful. So glad, dude. Because if you scream it again today, I was going to lose my mind. He's like, yeah, yeah, it really hurt yesterday. I'm like, yeah, I know. So, anyways, we did have a firework injury. Now, here it's been a couple of days later, looking at his hand, he did get like one or two little blisters that he had already popped. And I said, don't pop your blisters. He popped them. So he's got a couple of Band-Aids on his hand with some Neosporin and stuff. And he's like, it doesn't even hurt. I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, you want to light off fireworks next year? He's like, no. I'm like, all right, yep, we ruined all that. That's all been ruined. And then, of course, I got the mother-in-law. She's like, as we're sitting on the couch, right after, right as I was trying to get him to calm down, and she comes in. She's like, "What happened?" I was like, well, "We were lighting off a firework, and it sparked at him, and that's your fault." I'm like, "I fucking know. I know it's my fault." Yeah, well, you shouldn't have had him lighting off. I'm like, "Can you fucking go away?" Like I almost had him calm down. Can you fucking leave? Let me take care of my baby. I'm like, you are hammered drunk. You smell like cigarettes. Can you get the fuck away? Like, you are just, you need to put it on ice water. I'm like, we have a cup of water right here. Relax. We got it taken care of. I've already been to the CVS. Oh, this is my stuff. No, she didn't say that, but I really wanted her to do some more shit that pissed me off so I could bitch about it, but I don't know. She did piss me off. I'm like, okay, cool. And that's been the biggest problem with her in general is just I can't parent when she's around. When she's around, if I try to interact with my children at all, I'm doing it wrong, and I should be ashamed, and my kids should hate me. That's the way I feel when I'm around her and trying to deal with my children. So back to fuck you. I really don't like you. We went a while without me hating you to the gills. We're right back at it. I really don't like you. You're a piece of shit. Okay? You come in, you say a bunch of shit that's already been covered, and then you act like you're in fucking charge of everything, and you're just like, we need to put this. I'm like, stop putting that lavender fucking bullshit oil on his fucking hand. It stings every time. I was like, I've got burn spray and aloe vera. Put this on there if you want to put something on. No, lavender oil is what you need. I'm like, okay, yeah, some lemon juice in his eyes would also help. Jesus Christ, you fucking crazy bitch. So, anyways, but we left early. So we went home and did nothing. I think I laid on the couch and watched a couple more movies, and then eventually fell asleep out there. And the next day, I was like, man, I should mow. This was Saturday. I was like, I should mow. And we go outside and it's fucking hot as fuck. I'm like, oh God, I ain't mowing. I've been sleeping in on the weekends. I've been waking up at like 8, 9 o'clock. And it's hot as fuck by then. I'm like, nope, not doing that. Now, I do want to mention some more shit that went down, which is the flooding down in Texas. I've got my problems. They're nothing compared to some of these other people. Now, the flooding down in Texas, and actually, I don't know, one thing happens and people start saying, oh, look over here too, and look over there. So I don't know. Apparently, the whole world is flooding right now, which is I guess not good, but I do know that the people down in Texas are having a really hard time. They're still. I haven't looked at any updates today as of Monday morning, or even Sunday night, really. But a lot of there's still quite a few missing people. Not good, and just wanna acknowledge. that's not a good thing. And I know I'm not doing anything for it, but man, what a crazy thing to happen. It floods all over. I guess the water, the river rose immensely, like a lot, and sucks. What are we doing here? This is a 75-mile-an-hour zone. I am doing 64. You gonna race me? I cannot believe I'm in a 75-mile-an-hour zone and this fucking guy is slow as fuck. And this fucking Subaru in the slow lane. I was trying to pass him on the right because why are you in the left? How did I get around you? Anyways, yeah, I did play a little bit of video games. I bought a new game. Um, this was yesterday, I think. Well, I did play video games Saturday night a little bit. We dropped my kids off at my parents' house on Saturday night. Picked them up Sunday morning. So Saturday night, I was able to go home and play a little bit of video games. I just played a little bit of Motor Town. I hauled some oil. It wasn't. It was a nice little payday. I sold some cars, bought some cars, played online with some people. Not a bad gig. Not a bad gig. Had a good time. But then I had to go to sleep. Saturday woke up, or Sunday morning woke up. I was like, I should mow, and I did not mow. I said maybe later, and then we went and picked up the kids, took them back home, ate some lunch, and then I went down to play some more video games. I was like, come on down here, bud. Let's play some video games. I thought he was, even though you're not supposed to, I was going to let him play a little bit of Grand Theft Auto. He loves to play it on director mode. He likes to dress up as characters and just run around and have like flaming and explosive bullets and stuff. He plays Fortnite. This is not really, I mean, other than Fortnite characters just disappearing when they get shot. So I don't know, but I don't. He plays a little bit of Grand Theft Auto under parental supervision. I don't let him get too fucking crazy on the game, but he gets on there and plays. But he did not want to play. He's like, I want to play your game. I'm like, you can't play my game. I'm like, nope, you're not playing my game. And I was gonna play one of my games, but I was like, let me. Actually, you want to watch me play? Because you watch people play video games on YouTube all the time. You can watch me play this new game. It's a zombie game. He's like, I'm scared, and he ran upstairs. But I bought this new game. It's called Surround Dead. So it's kind of like Surrounded, but Surround Dead. And I played through the tutorial. I forgot how to do a bunch of shit already. I was trying to map my controller to the game. Did not go super well, so I just used the keyboard. Made it through the tutorial, but I'm like, my reaction times and just figuring out where buttons are is way too slow. So I didn't even start the real game. I played through the tutorial, and then I went through like game modes, and there was like vehicle mode. I'm like, what's that? So I get on there, and it's where you can play with all the cars. And so you open up the map, and it's got every vehicle they have in the game, and it's right there. And I played that, and it was awesome. I had a great time. So it's the same low poly. It seems like a lot of the same low poly assets as Motortown in Surrounded. But Surrounded is so cool, and I'm hoping that some of this stuff, it's not made by the same developer, but it's like, hey, listen, stuff is possible with this game. Can it please be possible with that game? I'm hoping, I don't know, I might be the only one doing that, but I'm hoping that the games can kind of, take some of the stuff from the other game and put it in their game, because Motortown would be amazing if you could get, well, guns would be cool, even though the game isn't about hurting anybody, but um, maybe guns, but you can't shoot people. You can only shoot like the ghosts or goblins or whatever, and that would be really cool. But in Surrounded, you can put on different pants, different shirt, different hats, all kinds of accessories on your body. You go around. It's kind of like DayZ. If you've ever heard of the game DayZ, where you're dropped, or you just start as a player with like 2 supplies or something. You got to run around. You got to loot areas and collect items and just survive without getting killed by zombies or other players or NPCs or whatever. And this game is just like that. You get backpacks. You can carry more supplies in backpacks, and it's just so much fun. It's so in depth. It's a lot of fun. So I was either going to buy that game or Schedule One, which is another game where you buy, or you're a drug dealer or something, but it's like a cartoony drug dealing game. So it's kind of fun. I've watched several of them, and I was like, it's also low poly, but it's not. It's totally different assets and everything. And it's actually still like on the top 20 Steam most downloaded games or something. And I don't know. I was watching another video on YouTube about how Assassin's Creed, the new Assassin's Creed game came out, and and it costs however many millions of dollars to create, and this other game that has one developer, came out and has just wiped them off the has beaten them in all of the rankings and stuff, and it's like, yep, people, I like the big name games, but the big name games don't usually look at the players as much. And these smaller independent games are just more fun. They're more interesting to play. Um, so, anyways, played Surrounded. I got on the car game and I started playing on there, but then I started feeling sick, so ran up to go. I almost threw up, but I didn't, and then I felt better. I don't know. There might be something in that basement. I don't know. Probably, maybe not. Well, I just didn't feel good, so I just turned the game off. But I did play it a little bit. I need to sit down and try to figure out how to map out my controller to make it better and easier to maneuver things. Because right now, the way it is, I can do some things with the controller, but then I got to use the keyboard for other things, and I'm looking for keyboard keys, and it's just not efficient. I got to use the mouse for this. It's not efficient. So I need to figure out how to map it up to my controller and then just play it with my controller only. Uh, but yeah, it was $6. It's a really fun game for $6. Um, yeah. So I failed any of my missions this 3-day long weekend. Any of the missions I had to do, they're fucking done. They're not done. I didn't mow. My backyard's fucking horrible. I'm surprised. I called a guy to mow the backyard. He said I'd be out there on Thursday, and I just haven't heard from him since. So I'm just gonna go ahead and act like, I'm still waiting on him, even though I should probably text him and say, "Hey, are you coming out?" But I could save probably $40 if I just do it myself. Uh, but I really don't want to. It's been so fucking hot and wet and dry at the same time. It's just I don't want to mow. I really don't want to. The front yard's fine. The backyard is intense. My backyard's been longer. I'll tell you that. My backyard has been worse. But I really need to get out there and mow. So maybe today, when I get off work, I'll get home, I'll be dirty and stinky and ready to just go ahead and take care of it. That's usually how it works out. Just go home and immediately start mowing. Um, yeah, probably do that. Let's just assume that I'm going to do that to ease my mind to that. But I didn't work on the truck at all either, and because it was hot, and I didn't want to. My garage has kind of been torn apart since I needed to look for supplies for the camping trip, so that there's stuff kind of strung out for that. And then we got back from the camping trip, and I just kind of threw shit in the garage, and now my bike still fits in there, but barely. So I'm just a lazy piece of shit, is what I am. And I just want to lay around watching movies and playing video games all weekend. But it's been a while since I've been able to, like, I haven't been home. Other than this weekend, I've, like, barely been at the house. So I needed a couple of days to just be at home doing what I want to do, and then I'll be fine. So that's what I did. And this is a new week. I'll be home every night this week. No staying out, but if everything goes as well as I think it will, next week I'm on the schedule to run my loads down to Winoka, staying in Alva. It's going to be a great fucking time. It's been so long since I've been down there, and I'm ready to go. I'm so ready to go down there and do that job. And which is, I don't know. It's just like, why can't I do it this week? That job is every single week, all week long. And it's like, why can't I just do it this week? And whoever is doing that job can do my job, you know? Because I'm pretty sure the guy doing that job does not want to do that job. He wants to be home every day because he's got kids and stuff going on. I've got kids and I've got stuff going on, but I really need money. And that's the most money I'm going to make at this job, is doing that, because that's 12-hour to 13-hour to 14-hour possibly days, with per diem all week long. I need that. That's as much as I can make, and without working on the weekend. But for some reason, I just can't do that job. I'll do it next week, I think. The bike is running good. Rode it into work today. Everything went really well. Broke the law on the way in. And everything's going fine. I don't know. I am a little... I know one of these days I'm going to get pulled over if I keep acting the way I am. And it's just for speeding a little bit. But everybody speeds everywhere I go. If I went the speed limit, I'd get ran over. So they're speeding, I gotta speed more. I don't like people sneaking up on me. I like being the guy sneaking up on them. It's safer that way. It actually is. But I know one of these days I'm going to get in trouble for it. I just hope it never happens, and that it doesn't have to. As every day I get on that bike, I could just follow the law. I could follow the law every time I get on the bike, even mid bike ride. I could decide to start following the law. But I fucking like breaking the law. I love riding that thing so much. It's exhilarating. And right now, these are the perfect days to ride it. I mean, it's a little hot, but that's perfect because you never have to wear a hoodie or anything. You just t-shirt and rip it. So much fun. So much fun. I really want to get some new tires for it. We'll do some other upgrades to it. I think I will if if things align the way I'd like them to align, I'll get a heavier rear spring for it to raise it up a little bit more, because even though I raised it up quite a bit, it still sags a lot, so I need to get a heavier rear spring for it, and possibly even heavier fork springs for it. Um, and then the bike will feel much more stable. I mean, it feels good now. If it didn't feel good, I wouldn't be ripping it as hard as I am, but I'm ready for some meatier looking tires for it. Even though riding on the road isn't going to be super great for it, I would do a lot more off-roading if I could go off-roading. But right now, it's like that's not really a good idea to take it off-road. It's just riding on slicks. But supermoto guys, like if you watch a supermoto race, I mean, they're on slicks, but they're just driving through like dirt and stuff most of the time, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a little bitch about it. Take it off road. You'll be all right. Man, I got a bunch of podcasts popping off right now. None of them are ones that I want to listen to, though. Well, I guess the Tucker Carlson one would be interesting to listen to. The president of Iran. And then we got Two Bears, One Cave. Tom Segura by himself is all right. Bert Kreischer's, he's a lot to listen to. Him laughing and talking and wheezing at the same time, the whole episode is not a lot. Or just him talking, oh, God, talk about me, talk about me, talk about me. And I'm not the only one that feels that way, okay? I did come to that realization on my own. I was not influenced by other people, talking about that. I was like, no, Bert's a good guy. And then I listened to him a bunch, and I'm like, he is a good guy, but I also don't need to listen to everything he fucking says. And then You Be Tripping with Ari Shafir. Those are usually good too, but I don't know. I don't want to. That's not a podcast I'm going to listen to. But anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it off here. I got some other things I could listen to. Adios. Keep all 18 down. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.